Hi, welcome back. This is my 5th project journal, which is Happyknits Slip Stitch Cowl. I got the pattern and the yarn for this project during the Maine yarn cruise at Happyknits in Skowhegan, Maine. You can check out all of our yarny adventures during the Maine yarn cruise this past summer by clicking the eye in the right-hand corner of your screen. Julie and I had a blast during this cruise and we're looking forward to it again this summer. I wasn't able to locate the pattern on Ravelry. It was given to me by someone at the shop, but I'll leave a link to their Facebook in the description box below. I knit one for each of my daughters. The first was for Kaila, and it was knit in Juniper Moon Farm Moonshine in the colorway Dew. It's a beautiful light gray color, and the contrast color was Universal Yarns Bamboo Bloom Handpaints in the Steven Belious colorway. I knit just 15 repeats of the pattern, and the bottom edge of the cowl cast off a little bit too loose, so I think I'm going to cast the second one off a little differently. I'm knitting the second cowl for Samantha, and I'm using the same Juniper Moon Farm Moonshine, but this is the colorway Seaside, which is a very pale green, and the Bamboo Bloom Handpaints by Universal Yarn in the colorway Pagoda. I was looking for a little quicker way to make these slip stitches happen, and I had a thought that I could maybe incorporate the Norwegian Purl into doing these slip stitches. So basically you put your needle behind your working yarn and slip your stitch as if to purl, and then kind of tuck that purl behind the slip, and then you knit your next stitch. And this seemed to work a lot better than the traditional way of doing a slip stitch, where you would hold your yarn to the front and then slip your stitch and then put the yarn back to the back in order to do your next knit stitch. This is probably like slip stitch 101, but I thought it was a lot quicker and was a pretty fancy way to do it. So again, you slip your needle behind the yarn, slip your stitch, and then just pull it behind the yarn again, and you're ready to knit. It saves having to put that yarn to the front of the needle each time, and it comes out exactly the same. Hello, I hope you enjoyed the video. I apologize there was not a lot of footage of actually knitting these cowls because they literally flew off the needles. I was just so impressed with how quick these knit up. So these projects were actually intended to be project number 27 and 28 of my 38 Whippageddon. But I had already completed a neck sort of project, a scarf for Lincoln and Dylan and Mike. So I decided to go ahead and proceed with these cowls that were intended for Kaila and Samantha. So I now have 5 gifts for Christmas already done. I'm so excited. It's only February. Yeah, so I pulled these to the front of the queue and went ahead and got them taken care of. They went so quick. Literally, it was a day. I started one in the evening and finished it after work the following evening, cast on the second one and finished it the following evening. So just super fast knits. This pattern was a pattern that I got during the Maine yarn cruise last year at Happyknits in Skowhegan, Maine. If you live in Maine or if you're visiting Maine, you have got to stop by Happyknits in Skowhegan. It is such a cute, fun little shop. We had such a good time. Well, this is the second yarn cruise we've been on, and we had a blast here every year. Just fun people, cute little shop. The day we were there this year, I think it was like July or August. It was hot, but there were people outside and they were just kind of congregating, socially responsibly distanced, and knitting all kinds of things. And as a result of talking with some of the ladies there, I picked up this magazine at the recommendation of one of the ladies. It's Making. I had never heard of the magazine before. I'm sure it's been around forever and I just am not in the loop. But she was knitting these beautiful gloves with those amazing flower motifs. They're featured on the cover of the magazine. But it's full of beautiful, beautiful knits. One in particular that I would love to make someday, but I don't need another whip in my life at this point. Let's see if I can find it. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous, where is it? Ah, here it is. Gorgeous, gorgeous, like shrug sweater. The stitches in it are just beautiful. I absolutely love it. So that is definitely one out of this magazine I would love to make. One of many. There's just so many beautiful and adorable patterns in it. I love it. So I think I definitely need to find more of this book. I don't do magazine subscriptions, but that one really just has my heart. Anyhoozle, so I got this cowl pattern from the Happyknits shop, and they printed it off for me right there. They actually had a sample, and I'm a sucker for a sample. And I found some beautiful yarns that are recommended in the pattern right there at the shop. It is made from a worsted weight and a bulky weight. So the worsted weight is Juniper Moon Farm Moonshine. 40% alpaca, 40% wool, and 20% silk. And then the other yarn that was used was the bulky weight yarn, and it was Universal Yarn Bamboo Bloom Handpaints. So this was kind of a thick and thin. You can see kind of the thicker spots there on the top. And it got me thinking about some ways to use my hand spun. So there might be something in the future with that. Oh, that one. Oh, what is the content of that one? The Bamboo Bloom is 48% rayon from bamboo, 44% wool, and 8% acrylic. So again, these knit up really, really fast. I used 44 grams of the Juniper Moon Farm, and I used 42 of the Bamboo Bloom. So they, like I said, they just knit up so quick. Anyway, here they are. This is Kaila's. So Kaila's was cast on 103 stitches. I think the pattern gave two different sizes. It gave a small and a medium. The small was a cast on of 109 rather. And I don't remember what the large one was, 124 maybe. But I wanted it to be a little smaller, and just really cowly. I probably could have gone even smaller on it, honestly. But I love the rainbowy colors. The only thing I would change about Kaila's is the cast off edge. So this here is the cast off edge. And it said to cast off loosely, so I did my standard loose cast off where you knit a stitch and then you twist your needle and then you knit another stitch and then bind that off, and you continue to do that all the way around. And it actually is a little too loose, I think. So with Samantha's, I did not do that. I did a regular bind off, and it does look a little cleaner. And Samantha's, I only cast on 99 stitches, and hers is a little smaller. I'm not going to try it on because it's still damp, but hers is a little smaller. What I thought was really cool was the contrasting difference. Just like my daughters, they are completely different but equally beautiful. This one has a very stark contrast, a dark yarn as a contrast and a light main color, and then this one is kind of the same color family, almost a matching. There are some parts of that yarn that kind of match the main color. So I thought it was really cool to experiment with like the same pattern but completely different yarn contrasts. So that is them, and that is my let's see, it's my 5th project journal, but it's my 6th and 7th project from Whippageddon, so I'm getting there. The next project on my needles is going to be, there's actually 2 of them again, one for Lincoln and one for Dylan, a little cotton cardigan, and that is going to be a long project. It is light fingering weight on size 1 and US size 1 and US size 3 needles, so that's going to be interesting to see how quickly I can get those done. So with that said, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next project journal. Bye! Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time.